From among centuries-old stone walls echo the distant strains of Gregorian chant. Romanesque churches and monasteries come alive with music that touches the soul and makes us travel to distant times to live moments filled with enchantment. So numerous are the monasteries and churches built since the 10th century on these lands that today they make up a veritable root of the Romanesque, with common features displayed on the facades and in the symbology of the portals that guard history and legends that endure since the founding of the Portuguese nationality. Here, you feel like savoring time and stopping its progression, delving into stories and experiences cradled in the soft breeze that blows in from the verdant earth. The lush green lands of the Sousa Valley. In the north, near the cradle that gave birth to the Portuguese nation, between old Roman roads anchored in old parishes and monastic and stately dominions, and only 20 minutes from Porto and an hour and a half from Galicia. It stretches along the banks of the Sousa River and continues to surge between the margins of the Douro, that mysterious river surrounded by terraced vineyards that have wrought scenery of such singularity, classified as World Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Here, the towns of Castelo de Paiva, Felgueiras, Lousada, Passos de Ferreira, Paredes and Penafiel became established among centuries-old traditions kindled through the ages. The endless special gifts this region has to offer have grown in variety and worth, giving tourism and leisure a multiple array of things to experience which make this place unique. From far and near, you breathe a tranquility to match the greens of nature, inviting you to read and contemplate. In the shade of a poplar or on the margins of a river, some of them still turning watermills with the strength of their currents. Wait calmly for the end of the day and linger in a moment of tenderness on the castros. Feel the warm embrace of dusk and touch the horizon between promises and confidences of love. Various tracks and paths await you, for walks and or for cycling, in full harmony with nature. The more daring have one of the cleanest rivers in Europe, the Paiva, to challenge their emotions and to get that adrenaline going in a setting of action surrounded by incomparable freshness. Rare and unforgettable experiences in the water, rafting descents defying the currents, reminiscent of adventure films, bringing you moments you will want to repeat. Horse racing has a place reserved on the Sousa Valley's calendar of events, with the best names in the business defying all the obstacles and deserving the warm applause. Applause offered also to the European autocross pilots who come to the local track every year, taking expertise to the limit and defying the laws of physics to successfully overcome the difficulties of the course. The festivals and celebrations of the Sousa Valley are also cheerful, a mixture of custom and tradition in equal measure, a privileged setting for the return to the markets of yesteryear, where everything is bought and bartered, where everything is tasted and bargained. In many places, the popular festivities are associated with the deepest and oldest religious traditions, like in this tiny image lost in the grandeur of a pedestal 18 meters high, carried down the slope by more than 70 men, in a physical commitment of strength that comes from heaven, true expression of faith and spiritual communion. Popular culture shows itself also in song and dance, traditions that have kept alive through the centuries and that bring to our day the singular ways of dancing, of playing, of singing, and the costumes of a region with such a strong centuries-old identity. An identity that is present also in the arts and traditional crafts, expressions of skills perfected by time, from embroidery and linen work to the delicate restoration of wood carving and gilding. Treat yourself, in lands of the Sousa Valley, to the tastes and appetizing smells of the regional cooking, seasoned with the brightness of vinho verde, fruit of the grapes that line up along the curious and inviting vine trellises or deck the sun-drenched slopes. Taste the wines that grow from these lands in wine farms where you will be welcomed as if it were your home, and where you will discover the secrets of the enologists and visit the hidden wine caves that protect nectars perfected with the wisdom of generations. Take part in wine tasting. Walk in the centuries-old gardens and discover a retreat of light and shadow in the peacefulness of the vineyards, where time seems to have stopped and enchantment takes hold of you. Tranquility will embrace you among the lakes and flowers that surround many of the various houses of rural tourism, where you will find the sense of balance, the restoring of strength, and rest in the silence of calm nights, where only the whisperings of nature can be heard. Feel enveloped by instances of spirituality and introversion, or take pleasure when night falls. Distant times that these stones witnessed wrapped in history and legends, capitals, columns and archivolts, patiently built by generations who endowed us with their perception. Generations who lived here, on the lands of the Sousa Valley, passing on stories of conquests, disclosing secrets of nationhood, teaching future generations to keep alive the soul of the lands, where you will always want to return. Such is their sense of eternity.